I am so excited to be here with Danette May.
I'm excited to be here with you.
You are just so, you're just so calming and you're so beautiful. Aww. And you come in and you're just and I know you're an energy worker. And so you've worked so much on your energy field, but your energy field and your energy of who you are is just very calm and very just easy to immediately talk to you. You don't have any walls that I feel that you have to get through. Sometimes people are just very...
Yeah, little closed off.
They
came in with some stories.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Well, you're the same, actually. Of course. I think people feel really drawn to you. I think you're really comfortable. You give off that energy even before meeting you, though.
Thank you.
You really do.
What do you mean?
When I was looking you up, I was like, oh, she looks fun. And then when you listen to your show, you realize that people feel that with you. They feel comfortable with you. They feel almost safe with you, a trust. I don't think you want anything from anyone. You're just curious.
I don't. I'm so curious.
Yeah, that's what I get from you. So it feels good.
I started this podcast 9 years ago because I have been looking for my self-worth for so long. And that's why I can't wait to talk to you because you have found your worth and now you are so good at helping women, especially find their worth. And it's such a journey to self-worth, especially when you... I grew up great. I had a great childhood, great parents, literally no big T trauma. And
no big T
trauma. I mean, I could break stuff down and
I guess you labeled it big T.
Big T. Nobody died. I wasn't abused, I didn't, my parents stayed married. They taught me good values. I had a big extended family of great people.
Yeah.
Everybody, of course, there's problems. No one's perfect, but overall, I grew up really well, and but I just always never felt like I was enough. I've never felt like I was enough. Really? I never felt like I was valued. I mean, not that I wasn't valued. I never felt worthy. And so I came to Nashville to try to get famous. So if I could get famous.
How old were you when you came to Nashville?
19.
To do singing, right?
To be a singer.
Yeah.
Yes. And I had a good, long, successful journey with that. But I was like, if I could just get famous, then I could become valuable. Ooh. And then I could be loved. And then I could love myself.
Ooh.
And so doing all that journey, I learned everything about myself. And I have truly learned to love myself because I just exist.
So how did you, I'm curious, I'm sorry, but I'm going to ask you a question.
I can't wait to hear about you, because you're also a podcaster. Let me give you a little introduction about Danette really fast.
Because now I have a question.
She's America's leading healthy lifestyle expert. You are a global transformation coach, a best-selling author and entrepreneur, the host of the Danette May Show with hundreds of thousands of downloads. Her work focuses on healing tools, feminine power, manifestation, trauma release, and rewiring the subconscious mind, which has been the journey I have been on, I swear, for the past 20 years. She has welcomed powerful guests like Gabby Bernstein and Jamie Kern Lima to her show. You've been featured in Access Hollywood, Huffington Post, CBS Los Angeles. You have millions of followers and subscribers. I mean, 1.3 million email subscribers. That's incredible. Okay. And then you've written 2 best-selling books, Embrace Abundance, The Rise. And this is where I feel like your meat of who you are is before you were 30 years old, I had already lost a son during childbirth, suffered through a hard divorce. This is your quote. Was forced to live on $47.63 to my name and was a scared single mom sleeping on the floor so my child could have the one bed in a tiny apartment. And then after months of severe depression and feeling lost and confused, you made the decision to fight back. You had to because you were dying inside. And I just feel like what a pivotal moment that you could have literally just died. You lost a son in childbirth. You don't have any money. You're going through a divorce. It's just how much more overwhelming can life get in a single moment,
Yeah, it's interesting that we're talking about that version of my past because, like you just mentioned, you've gone through some hard things. I think a lot of people are going through their hard moments in 2024, 2025.
You think so? Why do you think that?
I just feel like it's collectively an astrological way of being right now with everything in the world. I think it's an opportunity, actually. I think people are going through hard things for the shifting off to get to the real parts of what do they want, what really serves them, shaking off old relationships, shaking off old jobs, shaking off old ways, like I said, just patterns, behaviors. Yes, it's an opportunity. When you go through hard things, it's actually an opportunity.
I know.
But it's hard when you're in it.
Awful. Mm-hmm. It's awful.
Yeah.
Yes, I do feel that in the world right now. I feel like the world is just, everything is just exploding. It's just crazy. Like everything that felt secure, like, you feel like, oh, well, at least I grew up and I didn't really grow up with like any government issues until like right now. And now like the veil is like getting lifted and it's like, oh my gosh, everything is a system. There's corruption everywhere. Like literally human beings are running this all and it's all flawed. And we're just in this whole, like I think you called it for like the simulation, this video, this existence that's just been created by people's manifestations and collective manifestations.
It is.
And now it's like maybe we're realizing we don't necessarily like the way it's all playing out, or things can't exist this way anymore. Like how do you feel about what's happening in our universe or in our particular Earth school right now?
Well, I do know, and I want to be sensitive because I do actually believe that a lot of people are going through really hard things right now, and they're real to them, and they are difficult, and they're bring you to your knees, and they are dismantling, and they're scary. But for me, honestly, if I'm really real about it, I don't feel afraid about anything that's actually happening right now. I actually think it's necessary because I can look back on my own life and the really hard things, the dismantling, the death of my son, anything that I went through that was really hard actually was alchemy and was an opportunity to the evolution, to the growth, to the expansion. And so I believe humanity's shaking off. I think the earth's shaking off what no longer really serves, and it's an opportunity right now, and it's gonna get probably a little bit more gnarly, could possibly, and for some maybe a little harder. Buckle up, it's okay, because I believe it's all necessary, and it's going to help bring you to your knees. It is going to shake your faith to really grab a hold of your faith. It is going to have you go, what do I really want to do in this life? And who really matters? And what really matters? Because we put a lot of value in material things. We put a lot of value, like you said, you're like putting value into things to find your value, right? To be like, if I do this, then I'll be important. If I am loved by X, Y, and Z, then I will love myself. And I think when we go through hard things, I know, when we go through really hard things, it gets you so humble and it brings you to your knees to where you go, oh, it's me and a higher power.
Because there's nothing left.
Nothing left.
Like you literally have to get completely broken to when there's nothing left.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess some people are born with just clarity and wisdom and just like, I don't know though. You have to go through it. You cannot escape it, can you?
I think we're born with it, but then we kind of get conditioned.
The conditioning.
Yeah, we get conditioned. I think all kids are born with this deep love and this fire and this like wisdom and this like confidence almost. Like little kids have some confidence.
Yes.
And then life just starts lifing, and then they have to refine it.
And also so much conditioning, and you talk about this a lot. You're saying before the death of your son, you were very controlled by fear.
Oh, yeah.
And the past conditioning that you had just grown up with. And I think that that's so important for people to be aware of. That is like, we're immediately born into a family with values of that family or chaos of that family. And like you're born into a race, a gender, a religion, most likely a country. All these things are put on you. And then you have like all the people in your life like that influence you, your teachers, all the mentors, all the elders in your life, all the children and all these things influence you. And then you have all these traumatic situations that happen that your body responds to. And then you hold that trauma and then you trauma respond to things. And it's like years and years and years and years. And I was never like, my parents did not have therapy. They did not. No. Our parents' generation did not have that. And I feel like, our generation is like the first one who's like, okay, I've got to actually take a look at this and unbox this because it's really hampering my existence in my life. But like it's just such a new thing for our generation. So like I have been going through the past 40 years and just trying to like rewire and dismantle, and it has taken me so long.
And I don't even know if we're fully there, right? Mm-hmm. And permission to not be fully there. Permission to be like, we're still evolving. We're still looking at the programming. We're still going, oh, do I really believe that? Do I really like that? Who am I? That's why I always question people that are like, are you being authentic? I'm like, I don't think any of us really know what our authentic self is fully yet.
Yeah.
Most of us are not, because we are so programmed.
Yeah.
So how would we know our authentic self?
So did your son die during childbirth?
Yeah. So.
And you had an intuition about it? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So this has actually been, now I can look back and say this has been my greatest gift. One of my greatest gifts. Obviously, it was really, really difficult in the moment. So I was living a life that was very much like turning off my intuition, because I was trying to fit in. I was trying to live into the belief systems that were programmed onto me, which means that's your tribe.
Right.
And so when you're doing that, you're not really tuning into your own intuition, because that means leaving the tribe. That means dismantling certain belief systems. So when my son, I could feel this intuition that something was wrong.
When he was in your belly.
Yeah. And I was about 7-ish months, right? And I would always like wiggle my belly to try to see if he would kick, you do when you're pregnant. And I remember him just not moving. And I remember going, something's not right.
You could feel it.
Yeah, I could feel it. And it was a rare moment, because I was alone in the living room and it was quiet and my intuition was screaming. And I just was like, and I know now why I got up and got busy. I got up and did the dishes.
To take your mind off of it?
Totally, because that's what I did all the time. And where do we do this in our lives? We have an intuition about our partner, an intuition about a friend, or an intuition around a job, or a belief system we're holding on to, or a judgment, but we don't want to unpack it. We don't really want to face it.
Why?
So we get busy.
Why don't we want to face it?
Because
what
it
is
means
on the other
change.
side of that fear?
It means change.
But and also, like, we might discover something about ourselves, do you think, that we're trying to deny?
Well, I believe that fundamentally as humans, we want to fit in. We want to be seen, we want to be loved, and we don't want to be alone. Mm-hmm. So some of our intuitions are telling us about our relationships. What does that mean? Oh, now I've got to have these hard conversations. What if my spouse leaves me if I have these hard conversations? What if I discover something I don't like? And then now I have to sit with that. There's so much behind it.
And you're right, change. Because then you have to make a change. Because what if you do find out something that you kind of knew already? Then you have to go do something.
Right. That's why so many people just are like, I don't want to know too much.
Because it all is change. Like, and that's, yeah.
I think people who do this in government or what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
I'm not going to choose to see that way, because that means that dismantles all my other belief systems.
And then I'm rocked to my core and I'm at ground zero. And what do I do with my life? Because I built it completely on...
We're building our lives on an illusion. All of us are.
I know.
And we're afraid of facing the illusion.
I know. It's really scary.
Yeah.
But it's worse if you don't.
I think so. I mean, I guess you can numb out. People do numb out. Humanity does numb out, but
I guess it depends on what you want out of life.
Exactly.
Like if you just want to die, and I've wished that this was me. If you just want to like dial it in, have a, just an American dream as best you can make it, blind yourself to everything going on and just live in this moment, in this reality, which is wonderful, and not really worry about anything else, not really worry about your spiritual well-being, or just kind of have like everything, just like stay with your conditioning, don't question it, just kind of like
and people do that, but there's certain souls that cannot do that. You're not one of them. I'm not one of them.
I've never been able to. I have had doubts about everything system related my whole life.
Exactly.
And like every time I was thrown into a system or thrown into a machine type situation, I always would feel sick, and I would get like a sick feeling, like this is not right, like I cannot be here.
Exactly. It's because you're quite intuitive.
Yeah, but it's so exhausting, isn't it?
Sometimes
I need to reframe
I have some
the way I say
friends
that
are just like, they're just like see everything really, really rosy, and I love that for them. And I'm like, dang, I just don't have that in my DNA.
I don't either. But I love that you say when you're spiraling, just try to spiral upward about all the good things that can happen, because that is so true.
Well, I actually believe all the hard things we're witnessing is for the greater good. Personally, that's my belief system.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell me back to your intuition. You had this intuition at 7 months that something was wrong.
But I went and got busy, so I didn't do anything about it. And then later started bleeding. And of course, then you go to the hospital, right? There's physical signs. And I think we can all relate this in our lives in some shape or form. It doesn't have to be a passing of a child, but where else do we do this? And went to the hospital. I had him, just like you normally would.
What had happened?
They did autopsies on him because the doctor asked if they could, because they were so confused why he had passed, and they could not find out why.
Nothing was wrong?
Nothing was wrong. So they didn't know if something happened after with the nurses. They were very confused. And I personally, I live with this spirit. I feel him so strong. Like, he's with me all the time. And now I recognize it a lot more than I did back then. And I think that some souls come in to wake us up.
Totally.
Come and go.
I totally agree with you, because they're chilling the most up in
they're
infinite.
able to be with you more than they could in the physical realm.
Totally.
So I believe in these realms now, and I'm able to feel it and know this in my bones. So it's not as sad anymore. I'm like actually really grateful.
What happened to you in that moment, though? Because that was a pivotal moment. That was a turning point moment for you.
Turning point. For sure. And it didn't happen instantly.
No.
So I think it's important for people to know, if you're in your turning point moment, it will just feel like garbage and crap and downfall, but it will turn. And that's why I say, don't be so afraid of suffering. Don't be so afraid of this chaos. Because
suffering. Aren't we so afraid of suffering?
We are. And I always think of Napoleon Hill. He says, and I held on to this quote so many times because my life was chaotic. He says, out of chaos comes equal or greater good. And I'm like, yes, out of chaos. It's like that washing machine. It's like just tumbling and you're just spinning out of control. Out of chaos comes equal or greater good. And so, yes, I went into deep depression. I just questioned everything in my life. But there's kind of a gift when you hit rock bottom, because then you're like, I don't even care anymore. I have nothing to try to prove to anyone.
And nothing can
you're
really
depressed.
hurt you.
You're like, I don't care.
But nothing can hurt you worse either.
Yeah.
It's like when you've been hurt the worst.
It's a gift.
And you live through it. Nothing can, you've already been,
you're not
been
trying
to the
to
worst.
live into the facade of what people think of you. You're not trying to be the most spiritual in your church. You're not trying to be anything, because you're just depressed.
And you're just trying to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally, all your fronts are gone. All of the need to approval is over, because you're literally just trying to get through the day.
You're like, don't even invite me to the party. I don't want to come anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And
how long were you there?
Oh, not very long, thankfully, because I had a daughter. And that, when you have a child, they got to eat. I tried for a while, tried to help her, teach her how to climb the cabinets and like get her own stuff, and tried to navigate life in bed with the child. But, they do have needs. They do pull you out. And I'm not sure how long I was there. I think it just came in and out every now and again. And I started to really go, I need to come back. I need to go back to what I know, which I was a trainer at the time. So I knew movement would help. I knew that really healing foods would help. You're not really motivated for those things, but you do know in your brain that it could help. So I would start with those things. And that was where I started to really dive into the power of it, because I knew those concepts, but now I was living it. So then that actually started making me go, ooh, I want to help other people. Maybe I can make some magic out of this mess,
Yeah.
And that's really where it started, taking me down this superfoods, around this movement. And then I started to, okay, maybe I can help other women with this. Maybe I can, be a voice for this. And that's where the business kind of went from there.
So is your main job coaching?
Well, it started, I was a fitness person.
Yeah, you even have some fitness books out there.
Oh yeah, this is where the email list came from. This is where, because we've had over 1 million people go through our programs. So
your fitness program.
Yeah. So it was all detox programs at first.
Okay, so you have a detox program. You have
fitness programs. It was this whole fitness realm first.
Okay.
Yeah, and then what happens when you start to really take care of this vessel that you live in, you start feeling spirit more. You start to love yourself more. You start to get your voice. And then that's when the coaching started to come online.
So when you started waking up to your intuition, you said when your son passed away, you made almost an agreement with him that you would not ignore it anymore.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's absolutely true.
And so how do you hear it now? And has it ever told you to do something and you're like, no, I don't want to. That's going to be very disruptive.
All the time.
So what does intuition feel like to you? How do you hear it? How do you feel it in your body? Where do you feel it in your body?
Yeah, this is where people can get hung up because everyone has intuition. I want to scream that from the rooftops. We all have intuition. We've just become really good at turning it off.
Yes.
We're really good at it because it's any type of, I like the word niggle because it feels kind of like a niggle. It's like a little bit of a hit of an idea. And you usually get it at night or in the quiet moments. That's why no one really wants to be quiet. That's why we're distracted on our phones a lot. That's why we watch TV or like, I got to go hang out with a friend. I can't be alone. The more you're alone or the more you get off your phone, like if you want to like turn on your intuition, I always say the greatest medicine more than ayahuasca, mushroom. I think this is honestly going to be the biggest threshold in our humanity moving forward is to get off 5G, like to get off grid, to go somewhere where your cell phone doesn't work. You will like turn that sucker on really high. Like if you can just do that, like do it for 24 hours, then try 48 hours. It becomes even more apparent if you're like not used to hearing your own intuition. I always recommend that. It's better than a mushroom trip.
Have you done some journeys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I love that. I've done a few journeys myself.
Okay.
I did a few mushroom journeys after I had several miscarriages, and it was very, very,
very healing for you.
So healing.
I love hearing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just took me to my subconscious, and I was able to
and to
really,
these deeper contracts and these deeper knowings of why, which is really powerful.
And it really connected me back to the whole thing that I have made up my entire life, and how lucky am I to have like a beautiful family to love here and like to be in this life, and to realize that it's all just because we're infinite nothingness and we've created all of this existence, and it's like what a gift to be here, to feel this, and to like
wow. So that just you saw all that.
Oh
in your
yeah,
trip.
I saw everything. I went back to black, like nothing, like complete just blackness of the universe.
Oh man,
it was really cool.
Wait, is this recent for you or no?
So I did this probably 2 years ago, and then I'd done it a year before. I had a bunch of miscarriages. I had 3 before my daughter, then my daughter was born. No, I had 2 before my daughter, my daughter's born, and then I had 3 after. And I just was like wrecked about it, obviously. Yeah. And I went to all the talk therapy you could go to, which I love talk therapy, but you
love talk therapy.
I do. It has really helped me identify my themes. Talk therapy. It is really,
you can hear it.
I can hear it, and then I can like repeat it. I'm repeating it over and over again. I'm repeating the same things over and over again, that finally I realized those are the things. And then it allows me to get to the root of those things. And then I've like completely cleared those things.
Oh,
you know?
Okay. Yeah. And then you've also tried other avenues, which I love that you've tried all sorts of different avenues.
All the avenues.
Wait, what is your favorite?
I think I've needed it all.
You've needed it all.
I think I've needed it all.
They're all just kind of stack on each other and they work with each other.
I needed the talk therapy first because that showed me I could speak my darkest fears. I always thought that if I spoke out loud what I was ashamed of and what I felt made me unworthy, if I spoke that out loud, then I would immediately be unloved. And so the fact that's
powerful.
Yeah. So that's where talk therapy really helped me, as I started speaking out loud and I started realizing that it wasn't who I was.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to attach myself to that. Mm-hmm. So that was really powerful. I did that for like 10 years. And I used to struggle with like eating disorders and all sorts of stuff just because I didn't love myself. You know, I didn't know how. I didn't know how to feel worthy. Mm-hmm. And so I just like was harming myself.
Yep.
And I had bad self-talk and I just all of it. And so talk therapy, like a therapist, and then I'm in therapy groups, that was like such a great place to just be vulnerable and to realize that like everybody has stuff.
Exactly.
Awful stuff and embarrassing things and traumatic things and feels unworthy and like gross about themselves. And then once you can say it out loud, it's like, oh, you know, secrets keep you sick. It's like, oh, I'm really actually amazing. And that's really not me. And like, I can really clear that. Yeah. So that was great. But then like with the miscarriages, I couldn't get over it.
It was just a lot.
Yeah. It was just so deeply painful that then once I did the 2 mushroom journeys with a healer, she's a doula and a healer. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow, how amazing is this life?
Yeah. Wow.
What
just
about you?
Up perspective.
How have your journeys changed you and your therapies?
Well, it's interesting. I don't do therapy.
Okay.
I haven't found anyone that I resonate with, which is interesting. I tried it.
Yeah.
My kids do it. And so I'm a big proponent for it, for those that I just haven't found. So I really study the mind, the subconscious mind. I've been studying it for years. I think I was working on myself, you know, truthfully, just to figure my own brain out. But my very first journey actually was with ayahuasca.
Okay.
Which is such a big one to go with. Like I was in
travel
Costa Rica.
somewhere? Okay.
Yeah, I was in Costa Rica living with my family. And the neighbor came over and she was like, hey, I barely knew this woman. She's like,
you were
do you
living with your family?
In Costa Rica.
Your whole family was living in Costa Rica, like your kids?
Yes. Put them in school and everything.
No.
I did it in Bali too.
No, you did not.
Yes.
Oh, you're so cool. Oh, you do those kind of things. See, those you will just uproot and go and live in Bali or in Costa Rica with your whole family?
Yeah. My husband is very grounded. He's
was this
very
your second husband?
Yes.
Because after the divorce.
Yeah, after the divorce. And I was like, this is what we must do.
So
and he's
you
like,
went as a single mom?
No, I did go with my kids as a single mom to Costa Rica. And then when we got married with my current husband, I was like, this is going to be really good for our family. And he's like, we're poor. Like, you're telling me we're going to pay for rent here in the US and go for rent in Costa Rica, which the place I wanted to go in Costa Rica is kind of like New York prices. So Nosara, it was not cheap.
I love Nosara. That's where we went for our honeymoon.
Yes. So back in the day, it was cheaper, but it's not cheap now.
Yeah.
And so we just lived in this whole, like, we call it glamping. It was like glamping. We lived with the bugs in this house, but we lived down there. It was the best thing we could have done for our family. Truly, the best thing.
Why was it so great?
Well, we're in a small house and no dishwasher, right? Kids are washing dishes. You're good.
Okay.
Kids are washing dishes. The community, like, I put them in the school with kids from Israel, from Costa Rica. They were expats from different locations around the world.
Was it like the eco school?
It wasn't. It's actually still not.
Okay.
Like parents had to volunteer. I was like the gym teacher.
Oh my gosh.
And they planted their own vegetables. The kids would come over to our house after school. They would swim in the pool. Like, everything was simplified. And I told them we could bring 10 things from our home. So we did 10 things.
How old were your daughters at this time?
Well, my youngest, I think, was 5 or 6. And then my oldest was actually, she got her period there. I remember that being a big moment because everything grows fast there. I'm like, you don't have hair, don't have a period, you're going to get it quicker there in Costa Rica.
Really? Why is that?
I don't know. But everything goes fast in Costa Rica. Even your dreams, even your intentions and manifestations. It's funny you went there.
Yeah. Okay, so she was like 10 or 11 or 12 or something?
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, we lived there and went to school.
Oh my gosh. Were you able to like do that with like custody and stuff?
Well, it wasn't pretty. I just basically grabbed him out of school and headed to the airport.
Okay, so
that's the whole story.
Figured that one out.
Yeah,
I have a friend who just went through divorce, so I'm very aware of like the custody. And,
he never paid child support, so I was like, well, that'll get brought up in court then, and he's not going to do that, so I'm taking him.
So you just took
I just
went
him
with it.
Yeah,
I figured that it all worked out.
Yep.
Okay, so how many years were y'all there?
We weren't very long. We were only there for like 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
But it was just a reset.
Oh, it's amazing. It was amazing. But anyway, the neighbor invited me to do this ayahuasca journey, which happened to be on the marriage date of my first husband, who's really who I was healing from anyway.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, I'll do this. And I hadn't had any coffee in my life. I had no caffeine in my life prior to that or any alcohol. So...
Because you had so much fear around that.
Yeah. So you can imagine, like, I just went for the big guns.
Were you scared, like, if you drank alcohol, you'd become an alcoholic or something?
No, it's just you were taught, in my religion, we were taught that it was bad.
Okay.
Like, it's like...
What was your religion?
It's like devil juice.
Okay.
Mormon.
Okay, you grew up Mormon.
Yeah. Okay. So, not that they called it devil juice. I'm making that up. But, yeah, I just never did.
Which, I mean, I understand how it could become devil juice for sure when you abuse anything, right?
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They're drinking a lot of Pepsi and Coke over there, and they're like swigs. I think it's called swig. I'm like, I don't know what's healthier, actually.
Totally.
Alcohol or this like carbonated Coke and Pepsi is really, really bad. From a health perspective, it's really bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get invited by your neighbor to go do ayahuasca journey.
Totally do it.
You totally do it. It's a long process, right?
Yeah, it's all through the night. You're drinking this stuff. It's a crazy experience. But you have this healer who had come up from Colombia to be with us, right? And they're doing their chants and their prayers through the night. Have you heard of this? Have you done it?
I've never done ayahuasca. I've only done mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they keep calling me up to drink more than everyone else, which I'm like, why me? Like, but I'm not having an experience. Like, people are vomiting because it does a lot of purging. yeah, it does. Your body does all these things, but I was just not even, and like they see visuals, I wasn't experiencing anything. So they kept calling me up to drink more. And the solution is quite, because it comes from 2 different trees that they're combining together, which is really quite miraculous how they discovered it, because the shamans actually got visions of what trees to combine, and then they boiled it up, and then you drink it. And it has its own health benefits in a interesting way. But so I'm drinking more and more of it. I'm still not having an experience. Morning sunlight comes up. Everybody's awake. I still have not had an experience. I'm like, my body, I've drank more than everybody in this room. I'm probably half the size of half of you. I'm like, what is happening? And they kept telling me to open my heart, which I was like, I have a pretty open heart. You know, what the heck? So everybody starts to gather, have some breakfast, sharing their experience. And I'm like, I did everything right. I fasted before this. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink coffee. And then I just like sulked off into the jungle and was like, I'm going to go sit on the beach.
Yeah, I
Ayahuasca didn't talk to me. And then I like sat on the beach and I was like, just kind of like, wow, I have a lot of solution to me and nothing's happened. I like went into the tide pool, and I remember I went into this tide pool, and if you've ever been into a tide pool, they're just kind of like these small bodies of water when the water goes out. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting in there, and all of a sudden all these fish are literally lining up my whole body. Like their heads are towards my body. Like my whole body was surrounded by fish, and I was like, I think something's going on. Like, honestly, I'm like, something has to be going on. Why are the fish lined up along my body? Like I'm something that they want to be around. It was really strange. And then all of a sudden I went into it full on.
Did you stay on the beach?
Yeah.
Or did you go back?
Yeah. Well, I was in a tide pool, so it's not deep water. And I just had a full on experience.
What did happen? What did you release? What was the
judgment?
The message that you
was
received?
about judgment for me.
Were you judging yourself or others?
Everything. Judging a lot of people. There was a woman who sat next to me in the ayahuasca ceremony. Before we start, we set up our little bed, and I was like, oh, I'm next to the kind of loud girl. Like, I don't want to sit next to her. And I was told before, when she was sitting down, to be nice to her, and I didn't. I just was like, I want to have a journey. Yeah. And so it was like, that girl, you judged her. I asked you to be nice to her. I asked you to open your heart to her, and you didn't. So it was like, you send her love now. Like, it was stuff like that. Like, you're judging your upbringing, you're judging your ex, you're judging life, you're judging. So,
and you're upset that things haven't gone the way you wanted them to.
Yeah.
And like mad, probably deeply upset about it.
Yeah. So I just had a thing about judgment, and then also
did it all release?
Love. It was a release, but it was really more about loving yourself, seeing the beauty in yourself, stopping the judgment. So it was profound, but I also feel like mushrooms is just as profound, actually, without all the sludge.
When I think too, like, if you really are trying to get that information, and you need just like, I think it probably shows up in many ways if you're like looking for it, right?
Absolutely. You don't have to actually take anything.
Right.
You really don't.
You teach that.
Absolutely.
You teach about the Akashic Records, which I'm so fascinated in.
Have you done?
I have tried to open up my Akashic Records.
Okay.
I have so much resistance though.
Why?
I don't know. I just have resistance in everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what does that resistance show up as? Like, what does that feel like? Is it a thought, or is it in your body?
I just, at the core of who I am, I need control so much to be safe that I just can't release.
Are you afraid that you might discover something in the Akashics you don't want to?
No. I want to discover it all. I think I'm so, my subconscious, I need to like communicate with it that we can relax, because it's just at the end of it all, and I'm so chill, laid back, whatever. But if I get to the back of it all, and there's the root of it, it is tightly gripped, and I have been working on that for a long time to release it. But I think I just have a hard time surrendering into, like, I was never good at getting drunk. It took me forever to learn how to orgasm. I tried to get hypnotized before, and I couldn't release. I couldn't go back into like, I couldn't like.
So you were born with this, probably.
I am so, at the end of the day, I'm going to be in control mentally. I am going to like know what is happening, and I'm going to secretly be controlling it.
Trying to control.
And I've really tried hard to let all that go forever, and I've come a long way. Like, I have learned how to release in a lot of ways, but I also, when it comes to like just releasing it, is hard for me. So I have a hard time connecting with my
That's probably why mushrooms was good for you, because
Yes.
you cannot actually be in control if you
took me out of it. It took me out of my control. And my healer said I was the biggest dose she'd ever given to anyone, because like I wouldn't let go of resistance.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, that's beautiful. So you know it's a possibility. It's just there's somehow, some way you created an idea that I need to be in control.
And I can't lose
safe.
control.
Yeah, and I can't lose control. You probably don't choose to lose control.
Yeah. So like when I've tried to tap into Akashic Records, like I don't know how to release that last little like hot spot in my brain that's just holding on so tightly.
Ooh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been in trance? No, like going into deep theta visualization or trance?
I mean, I've like in meditation, like laid down and like I will visualize things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're a magic bringer. I was just telling you before I think we picked up these microphones, I can tell that you can create.
Yeah.
It's natural to you, actually.
But I'm also like, I'm wondering, like with all my miscarriages, I'm like, I can create, but then do I like stop my process because I have so much fear or something that creeps in? I don't know.
Well, sometimes things are divine. They're already orchestrated.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like, what has that taught you? What did these miscarriages?
Everything.
These little souls that came in and then they went out. Like, what did what did they teach you? I'm curious.
Oh, everything. It taught me I don't really hold on to, I don't really care about much anymore. You know, I used to care so much about everything and everyone loving me and everyone and how I was presenting and how I was like appearing to the world. And now I'm such a homebody. I like literally just love to be in my little space. I don't like going out. I just love to be connected to my animals, my family. Like it really just in this moment of this life, I feel like oftentimes very boring. But I think it's cleared a lot of just, layers that I was
of just being a validation of outward and receiving all of that outwardly. I think it's powerful.
Yeah, I mean,
so honestly, that might have been
it was worth the lessons. I don't know if worth it is the right way of saying it, but kind of like I don't regret it.
Yeah,
because I know that it's changed me in a good, profound way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe that was what you signed up for.
Yeah. So we sign up for stuff. Tell me about the Akashic Records and what we sign up for, because I love all that.
I love who you are, by the way. Your eyes say a million things. So I'm like, tell me, your eyes tell me, because I know what the voice says, but I'm like, tell me more.
I just want to know how you get there.
To what?
To the surrender of like being able to communicate with your higher self, to knowing what your actually soul wants to do in this life, to, you know, because I feel my intuition very strongly and I can listen to that all day. Like I'm very connected to that. But like when I start trying to connect beyond myself, I can't really do it.
Well, if you're already connecting to your intuition, you're already connecting beyond yourself.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to share a story.
Ooh, would you?
I'm like, do I share this? Because
yes.
it's fresh off the press.
Ooh, share it.
But this will share with you kind of how I handle spirit.
Okay.
And I don't share, before I share the story, because it just happened last night.
Oh, fresh.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I was talking to my girlfriend and my husband this morning about it, because these are people that I know won't judge it. And I'm like, why am I sharing right here on your show? But maybe someone needs to hear this, because I'm not sharing this because it's only special to me, because I actually believe we all have these abilities to listen to a higher power or a higher spirit, whatever you believe in. So something that I've been really curious about was these other beings. And I do sweat lodge with the Native Americans, the Lakota, which has taught me a lot around...
Is that like sauning?
Huh?
What is sweat lodge?
Oh, you don't know sweat lodge?
No.
I love that you're asking this question. Okay, sweat lodge and Temescal. So the Mayans do the Temescal and the Native American do sweat lodge, which is very similar, which is fascinating to me that these two cultures that supposedly never knew of one another have the exact same spiritual ceremony, which is in a sweat lodge, they would take animal hides and create this like dome, which is to mimic the womb of the mother. And then they have sacred stones that they would find in very specific spots. And they still have this today. And these sacred stones, they would burn in the fire with the herbs and they would tend to them all day. And they come from ground, they would call them the stones of the father. And then they bring them in and you file into this small little hut. Basically, you have to get on your knees to crawl crawl in, like you're going into the womb and it's dark and there's a hole in the middle. And the Temescal is the same for the Mayans. And I'm very connected to the Mayans and the Native Americans, but they're very similar ceremonies. And you go in and you're sitting with your tribe and it's dark in there to remind you that I don't need to look at your beauty. You don't need to look at my beauty or your status. You become all in the womb. You're back into the womb. And these stones get brought in and they're blessed. And the shaman or the medicine man is taking you through the 4 directions. Same with the Temescal. So the
4 directions.
The north, east, west, south.
Like literal directions.
And literal directions. And these directions have the spirits. And I've obviously done a lot of Temescal and I've had different energies and spirits come through, but I'm in these native, like just
So you're just sweating in this place.
Oh yeah, and they would use it as medicine because they would heal people's ailments in their bodies.
Sweating out all the toxins too.
Absolutely. So there's always a physical and a metaphysical. I've noticed in everything in life.
I love that. I love that connection.
Yeah. So there's these healing properties that are naturally happen.
Sense.
Yeah, and you're breathing in these herbs, so it's clearing respiratory issues. It's creating all these different. So they
getting the flow going back in your body, loosening up your blood and clogs or whatever is happening.
Yeah.
Sweating out toxins.
Yeah, and they're throwing that herbed water, this blessed water onto these stones and it's creating this steam, right? So I've been, I find this interesting around the spirit realm where if we think of like, oh, someone's turning on the lights or I feel a spirit in the house, like I must be scared. Like we are raised with these ideas in usually our American culture that that's scary or that's bad or it must be bad or it must be dark. And I've learned from the Native Americans that that's normal and that we've lost our way and that the spirits are here and they're always with us. And yes, there can be spirits that are not of the highest good, but more there are spirits that are really wanting to support you and me and everybody, right? But they won't come in unless you ask, unless you say, show me that you're here and show me that you're here to bless me and please protect me and guide me in whatever you're going through. So I'm in Sweat Lodge and spirits are there. Like you will see them. They're in front of your eyes. At first your brain goes, oh, they're so talented at passing around like little rattles. Like they literally will go in your ear. They will drop things on you. They will put water on you when no one's put water on you. Like they're very much as real as you and me.
Okay.
So that was when I learned that. Is from that tribe, which I'm so grateful. So last night, this is why I'm going to share this story. And I've been asking for more spirit engagement that's from the highest loving source. You always want to say that. And I get into Nashville at midnight and I grid my room because I don't know the energy. I don't know who's been in my room. I don't know I believe in the power of energy. So
do you like crystals?
I put some crystals around my bed and then usually I burn kapal, like a little incense stick of kapal, because kapal in the Mayan culture is really about clearing out any energy or bringing good spirits in, your ancestors or whatnot. So I did that. It was late. I go to bed. Middle of the night. Well, now I know it was around 4 a.m.
Which is that time that you say is
we're
most connected to spirit. Like
but when you're in a hotel room, it is pitch dark because I cover all the weird lights that they like to put on the devices. And I hear a man's low voice.
Last night. At 4 in the morning.
Yeah. So I'm like, but I can't make out what it's saying. And I can feel a presence. But I'm also like, am I dreaming? So you know how and so I open my eyes and across the wall on the TV, you know how when your TV, sometimes it's like that loading circle is on the TV and it says loading, but there's a man's voice and I'm like, the TV's.
I'm having chills.
Oh yeah. You're getting chills because
I want to cry.
And I'm like, but I don't feel good because I'm alone. I'm in this hotel room. I'm like, my brain, your human brain likes to go to who's in the room, who turned this TV on. Is there even my brain was like, is there a hole in the wall? Like, is someone like messing with me? Because now I'm looking on the sides of the, the nightstands for the remote. Because now the TV actually has come on to, where they have like the weather and like just like like a home screen type. And I'm like, there's no remote next to me. There's no remote on the other side of the nightstand. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I crawl out of bed and I'm like feeling on the side of the TV for any on or off button. And I can't feel one. And the TV's now going. It's bright. So I'm like, and I can feel an energy in the room. I can feel it. So I'm not really comfortable. I don't know what this is all about, why it's here. And I've had other experiences, but I'm in Nashville and I'm by myself. So I then, turn on the big lights because I've got to find this remote to turn this TV off. And so I find it's across the room. It's on, where they have like snacks and weird stuff. Mm-hmm. So I find it, I turn it off and I go lay down, I turn off the light. And I was like, and so this is where it might be a little different than others because other people might be scared. And I'm like, okay, if you are of the highest good, you can stay. But if you are not of the highest good, you must leave now. I will demand that. I will command that. And I can still feel the presence there. And I'm like, okay, what do you want to say? Obviously, you're making yourself known. And it's interesting because you have the opportunity, if these things happen, to ask, to say, please tell me, and it will come telepathically. And I believe this is going to happen for more and more people where we're really opening ourselves to this telepathic type communication. It's not really unheard of. People do this. The autistic community does this all the time. You heard of the telepathic files or telepathy files or whatever.
Can't they with their parents too?
Oh yeah. And you have it probably with your dogs. Like I have it with my dog. Like you just they know when you're coming home, they know what you're thinking. They know before you even say anything. Yeah, we already have this ability. Sometimes we have it with people we really are close to. And so they start telling me messages.
What do they say?
They were like, because I said, I'm kind of don't really like you doing this at night because they've done it at night before. And I'm like,
didn't you say that's the time that you're the most meditative? And
you are. Open? You're the most open. And they said, well, I do during the day, but you don't pay attention. Oh. And I was like, when did you? And then I'm like, when did you do it during the day? And they were like, last night with your Uber driver. Because I had a moment with my Uber driver because I could tell he wanted to get me there safely. He wanted to make sure I knew his license plate, his name.
He wanted you to know he was safe.
Yes, and he kept looking at, I looked at his eyes and I could see that he was a tender man, but I took that as just a tender human, and it was like I was in the Uber driver. So are we paying attention to these spirit moments with souls that just bring warmth or love or comfort in our lives? They could be walking angels that we are labeling as a human, it's happening all the time, or when we're protected and we don't even realize that we've been protected driving from A to B, or we missed this certain connection or something that protected us, or these children that passed on that are there to just be like, I came for you to feel me, and now I'm in another realm for you to call upon me. I'm now going to be on another plane with you to help you, guide you in this life because you're a special soul and I want to be there for you. And so I'm letting you know through a physical form in your body, but then I remove myself. But now you'll never forget I came in and now I'm gone. And so just tapping into those things. And so that would be the difference, is actually asking them to talk to you, not getting afraid, not being like labeling it as bad. Because
you just kind of get a feeling in your mind. You just know what they're saying.
Oh yeah, you'll get it. Some people will get it with a visual. Some people will get it in knowing, and some people will feel it. When you said chills, most people, when there's a truth, it'll go chills. And if it's a real big truth, it'll go all the way up on your cheeks. That's spirit trying to communicate.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah. So everybody's a little different in how they receive the information.
What was the ultimate message? That I'm with you? What was the message?
Yeah, the times are going to speed up.
What does that mean?
Yeah, things in the world are going to get a little bit harder.
Was that to give you confidence to stay strong?
Yeah, to stay grounded in it and to not get spinned up in it. The things that I'll hear or witness that may happen here in the United States.
So don't be overcome by fear.
And to just remember there are spirit beings that are here to help and support, and to stay grounded in that and to know that. And then also it talked to me a little bit about my older daughter, which I'll keep private. Yeah.
Oh. What a cool moment.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. We can all have those moments, and that's how you communicate. You just ask. All you have to do is ask them to show themselves to you. You can say, show me in a sign. You can be very specific of the sign, and not be afraid of them telling you or showing up.
That's amazing. Danette, oh my gosh, you're one of those people I would just love to talk to and hear all of your stories and all of your journey. So tell me, where are we right now? Okay, we're almost at an hour. So I'm going to let me try to wrap all this up. Let me see if there's anything else that I really want to. I love that you said this. I think this is so awesome as parenting. You said your number one goal for kids is that they see themselves as a creator sees them. And I think that is so cool because it's not like you're necessarily even trying to instill certain values. It's like, it's an energy, right?
Yeah. I mean,
obviously you are trying to instill certain values.
I grew up with a lot of values, a lot of rules, a lot of you should do this to be worthy. And I held strong to them. And I think parents in their best do this a lot. Like, you got to get these grades, you got to hold this value, this standard, all these conditions of your worth. And they don't mean to do it. They just want the best for you, and they want you to be successful, and they want you to not give your body away and all the things, right?
It's for a good cause, kind of rooted in fear.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're not successful and you don't go to this college and get this job, then what's going to come of you?
Or if something bad actually happens to you, then your life could be ruined, but you now know that that's not true. Whatever happens
I've lived
to
it.
you. Yes.
I'm like, so bring it.
Whatever happens to you
is only for you.
Yeah, but you have to step into it.
Yeah. You can. Yeah, I mean, you can try to dodge it, but it's going to still come for you.
It will find you. It will hunt you down.
You might as well just enjoy and ride the wave, And nature teaches this all the time. So spending time in nature will really help. But so I obviously instilled a lot of these, I believe, not such great things with my kids, in that, like, you should do this and you should do this and do this when they were younger, right? Because I didn't know better. And now my biggest thing I'm trying to teach them and myself is, when we talk about surrender and we talk about creation and we talk about manifesting, we talk about all these things, the greatest way to really get there, because a lot of us humans like to get there and achieve this, like, oh, I want to manifest, I want to surrender, I want all these things, I want to connect with creation. It's like just really feeling this infinite love that is already here for you. And that is my work to my core, is to every day really feel into that infinite love. And that was all I would really want for my kids, is for them to just know they're loved no matter what.
I love that so much. I am so not for the be seen, not heard mentality, where it's like the harsh parenting and it's like, you do this because I said so, and like all that, that whole way. And I know plenty of people who parent that way, and it's just because that's probably the way they were raised, and they don't think there's a better way. But I'm like, I am so into just like letting the child be heard and known, and like try to.
You have a lucky daughter.
Last night, Sunny and I got into an argument.
How old is she?
She's 6.
Oh, she's young.
Oh, she is so. But
a firecracker.
Oh my gosh, and she's so incredible at communicating. So last night we were reading, and she's trying to learn how to read, and so I was trying to help her sound out a word, and she was like saying the word. She was like pie, and I was like P-I, and she was saying like P-I, and I was like, you're saying it, and then finally I was like, it's like pie, and I kind of like told her the word, and she was like, Mom, how am I ever gonna learn to read if you just tell me the answers? And she's like, I'm so upset with you. And then she's like, and then I was trying to explain to her, and then we just kind of were both getting upset with each other. She's like, we need to turn the light on right now and talk this out.
She said that? Yes. Well, she learned that from you.
I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I do not want to talk this out because I'm so tired and I really am frustrated, but like, I was like, you're right, we need to.
Wow.
And I was like, but I'm so thankful when those moments happen. I'm like, oh, okay. Because like, of course I'm going to mess her up, like we all will, our kids, but I'm so glad she knows how to express herself.
Oh gosh, she sounds like she's really who she is.
Oh, fiercely.
I love this.
Me too. And I'm like, we got to work on a little bit of like,
I hear these souls coming in now are just
Same.
like.
They're like here for a reason. They know what they're coming. And that's the whole thing, is I'm hoping this way, and I'm sure you feel this way about your kids, since we have this more, since we've been given more knowledge and we know more knowledge and we've done all this work on ourselves, I'm so hopeful that like Sunny doesn't have to do near the amount of work to clear her childhood traumas or whatever, her conditioning. I hope that she like gets there sooner,
Yeah, but she will have her own stuff.
I know,
because usually it just cycles.
I know, you can't avoid it.
You can't avoid it. And that's the freedom that we can give ourselves as moms, because trust me, I've dealt with mom guilt a lot. It's like they're gonna have it regardless, because we all are in these cycles of breaking, and whatever we we've done to like clear from our parents, somehow we've pendulumed it and we're going to cause a different trauma in them. And we don't even
So
need
true.
to. We're like, we just gave you the best, but then now you give them the best and now they have entitlement around money. You're like, oh, you're going to have to break that one.
You're so right.
Yeah,
they're
you're
gonna have their own journey and their own like roadblock and barrier or whatever they hit that's gonna.
Yep.
Yes, you're so right. Okay, so Danette, where can everyone find you? Where can people work with you? Like, just tell us everything about you.
You're so sweet. I really love your spirit, by the way.
Thank you.
Like, you are a genuine human. Truly.
Appreciate that.
You really are.
I really appreciate that.
You've done a lot of work.
I've done a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you are a genuine human and you've done a lot of work. And I love when I meet women like you because I have been blessed enough to meet a lot of them. And like, I'm sure you have. And it's like, man, when you meet another woman who really has done the work or even more work or even farther along, it's like, oh, it's such a blessing to get to have a conversation and like.
You've done a lot of things. I'm really intrigued at where you are going. Oh, I feel like you're having a sacred pause right now and then you're going to spin up in a different way. But right now is a good sacred pause.
Thank you. I actually feel like these past few years have been for me to rest and reset. Like it has taken every bit of like my daughter being born, really. Her whole life has been a resting period and a reset. I mean, obviously I've still been working and pursuing, but like I have just not had the energy or the motivation to create something new, to pursue something new, to hustle. I used to be in such a hustle culture and
I think this is profound right now.
And it's taken like 5 years to finally like feel like, okay, maybe I'm ready to start moving into the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, you'll know.
But rest is important. You talk about that, the season of winter.
You're in it. I think there's so much beauty in it because you're already still producing a ton. It's just that you're used to like let's be real. Your 50% is probably a lot of people's 100. And I think you've always known this about you. I can tell this about you. So when you're at 50%, you feel like, because you're used to throttling full throttle. So it's a sacred pause, but you're still doing. I think that in time, there's something that's brewing for you, but it's going to come from a different place and and the world needs it.
And I just keep feeling in my existence, like I just can't find it. It has to find me.
Well, of course.
You know, like I used to.
And I don't know if the timing is like right here yet because we're in a little spiral right now.
It is an interesting time, isn't it?
But you're doing these shows, so you're really impacting people. People are really tuning into podcasts more and more. They're listening to these things, and you don't know what nugget they're getting from you. So,
you never know.
Yeah.
Danette, you're incredible. You're so amazing. You have an incredible spirit and soul.
Oh, thank you.
So where can everyone find you? If someone wants to work with you.
Well, probably the best would be to go to social or my show, the Danette May Show. Social's the Danette May. Someone had Danette May. I don't know. I have to put the there ahead of it. But anyway, the Danette May. And then the only way to really work with me right now is in this group program that I have called Lotus Rising. And it's a women's group where we do coaching twice a month. We have one live event every year. And I just share all the ways that I have learned to reprogram, to heal trauma, to rewire your patterns, and to ultimately just claim the love for yourself so that your life reflects that in all the other areas.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I love that you use frequencies and sounds and all of that. And you've like created like
I'm going to be more in the music scene like you were. That's such a weird place where I'm going.
Are you kind of like making music?
Yeah. I've been doing it.
And you like DJ too.
Yeah. But it's kind of a new thing. I've had to step into a new thing. But yeah, it's just fun.
Healing frequency like dance parties.
That's what it is.
Yes.
That's what it is. I'll invite you when I have one.
Please invite me.
Next.
I will come.
You will shake your booty.
I will be there so fast.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I always wrap up, Danette, with leave your light. And it's a super open-ended question. And what do you want people to know? Just drop some inspiration.
Wow. What did you say? Lead your light?
Leave your light.
Leave your light.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Let me feel into what I would want someone to know. Probably what we've been talking about is that you're already loved. You've always been loved. It doesn't matter what you do or don't do. You're worthy of this love.
I love that so much. Danette May, thank you so much for joining. Will you stick around for like a little bonus episode where we ask questions?
Oh yeah, please.
Tell me more. And you just draw 3 questions.
Oh, fun. I love this.
Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Bye, Danette. Y'all make sure to tune in on Thursday to her Tell Me More.